Hey, Facebook family and friends, we are here doing Real Tips Live. And I'm your host, Thomas-Broughton, and this is my co-host, my husband, King.
What's that?
We have with us the lovely couple, Canton Jones and Ramona Jones, with us to open our very first
everybody.
show.
Yeah. History.
Man, we get to be on the first show.
Yeah.
Wow.
So before we get into it, I just want to ask, where did y'all meet? Where did y'all meet, and how long y'all been married?
Okay. I'm actually from Dallas, Texas, and he's from Deerfield Beach, Florida. And we both came to Atlanta to go to college, go to school. Morehouse is filming, the whole Morehouse is filming thing.
Okay.
And we decided not to leave. We stayed here, got married. We've been married. It'll be 18 years in October.
Wow, congratulations.
And even before that, we dated 4 years. So we've been together a while. Yeah.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Yeah,
got rid of
I told her
Yes.
that I've had you longer than your daddy, girl.
Okay. She does say that.
I'm your new thumb. So yeah.
Is that marriage talk? It's all good.
Yeah, you know it. There it is.
Okay, so the real tip that we're going to talk about today is keeping order in your marriage. A lot of times people forget the order. They forget that it's God, your spouse, and kids, and then everything else comes next. And a lot of times I have heard, actually, pastors, they get so entangled with what goes on at the church. They got meetings, they got deacon meetings, they got this going on, they got that going on. People calling them, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, and they forget the family.
Wow.
And you got sons, they need their father, but the pastor is so busy with the church. But a lot of times I think people think that if I'm doing church, I'm putting God first.
Right.
But to me, that's two different things.
It is. It's something totally different. Matter of fact, it's God. One of the models that we go by, and I know we heard William want to talk about it too, and I see a lot more couples starting to do, is God, family, then ministry, business, everything else start falling in order. Only way that your family was really be able to take root, and I can speak on this as being the head of my household, I know we have to be in connection with God first. I know that we have to be in tune with God first in order for us to even be able to take lead and follow and take direction, so that we won't mislead our family and mess up our marriage, not only our marriage, but mess up our kids' lives as well.
Right.
See, family for us.
Good.
I was just going to say that family for us was the first church. See, we're pastors now. So before Free Life, God told us to take our family, and those are our first members. So we had a 6-member church, the 6 of us. We got up every morning, we had praise and worship, we did the whole thing, we had communion, we did everything.
Wow.
Because family was the first church.
Exactly.
And so I think that's what's happening with the pastors that you were talking about. God and church are the same thing to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not. Church goes
It's totally
at the
different.
bottom.
under
As
your
long as
family, your first church.
Putting God first, you waking up every morning, He's your first priority.
Right.
But a lot of times people think, if I go to this church, go to my office, and do everything I gotta do, that's putting God first.
I think the model is just what they understood. They did the best that they could. It was God, church, family, then work, career, and all that type of stuff. Now we've adjusted to God, wife, family, church, career. But now God has messed me up to say there is no hierarchy. It don't go this way. It's God's church is family.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's only one.
All together.
It's only one. And when you start to think about the kingdom of God, well, what's at the top of every kingdom? A king and a queen, which is a family. The heirs, the family. So the family trumps, in America, family trumps government. You know, if you really listen to some of the conspiracy theories, the world is run by 5 families.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So family government duplicates or mimics family. You know what I'm saying? And so, in our family, we God's given me an amazing revelation on family, to whereas I changed everything about my life. I've been a musician, feed my family with music. I remember one of my most challenging days of my life was when my dad passed, and when my mom passed. My dad passed. My daughter was 5, and I was getting ready to ink this distribution deal. And you know, my hustle was about feeding my family, just about every typical man. You out there, you know, you trying to hustle, you know, to make ends meet for your family. And so you're not necessarily, and your mentality is however long I gotta grind to feed you, I'm gonna do that. And so I was in Nashville, and we were driving back from this deal, and my sister told me that Dad had passed. We driving back. When I get home, I'm like, baby, get everybody ready. You know, we got to go to Florida, you know, take care of my mom and bury my dad. So I get home, kiss my wife, and go to hug my daughter, who's, you know, 5 years old at the time. I was like, hey, you miss me? She was like, no. She had this little attitude. She's like, no. I was like, why? She was like, because when you come home, you only leave again. Wow. And that day changed my life to where I started searching for how to be home more. So we started shifting. I'm talking about I was gone at one time maybe 150 days a year. Yeah. Gone. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm home, I'm asleep. And so, and then when I'm home, also I'm doing praise and worship at the church, and I'm serving the church. So you're doing what you think you know to do to serve God. But when I started learning how to serve my family. Then I started doing praise and worship and stuff with my family, and started doing things with my family more. But it wasn't until now where I started learning about the woman and the balance of the woman and the weight that I don't have to carry if I give her a chance to show her anointing. Right. It is one of the most subtle revelations I've ever seen in the Bible, and nobody has caught it yet. Wow. It is one of the most subtle revelations. I'm talking about it tonight, actually. To how the balance between my wife. And when I told my wife about it, what God had showed me, this is what my wife gonna cry. But man, she cried this time when I told her what the Lord had told me. And so it is all online with the family. That the Bible is a book of family. People don't see it. You don't see it, but it's a book of family. It's a book of lineage. And Jesus is only trying to bring you back to the family. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? The kingdom of God is his family. You see, it's his lineage. And everything is done through blood. Why is that? Everything is done through, they used to have chapters and chapters that you skip over about who begat who. The begat, that must be like,
it's long.
It's long.
It's
like, but
you
be like, okay,
you
be like, man, I ain't finna read all these begats. But when you think about it, it is a family tree.
And that's where it's going back to.
You see what I'm
that's
saying?
why that's important.
That's just as important. All of that is
because
people, when you start trying to find out where you are, even if you need a blood transfusion, you got to find out
you think about is family.
who's in your family.
Yep.
Who's the closest one.
Yeah, you go. So you're right on it, man. I think
so let me go back to the kids. Okay, so I have seen situations like let's talk about the boys. When you have a boy, of course they're gonna need their father to train them up to be the head of the household. And I have actually seen situations where the father is so busy working, like you can see him stay gone a lot. But a lot of times I think fathers have in their mindset, I gotta work. And a lot of husbands have 2 or 3 jobs just to bring the money into the family, but then you neglecting the child.
Right.
And they don't know how to go. And then when they grow up, all they know is work, and then they can't cater to their wife.
It's a catch-22.
Yeah.
It's like a generational thing.
So sometimes we gotta say, and we're transparent. everybody wants nice things. You know, you want the steak. You do. You want the Cadillac. I mean, the Bentley. Yeah, you do. So if you feel like you can work for it, that's cool. The sacrifice is I stay home a little bit more and sacrifice to build a relationship with my kid. Now, that might mean peanut butter and jelly. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But is everybody okay with that? And most of the time, he ain't concerned about the kids. He's concerned about the wife. What she gonna say about them? You know,
and if she's on point with him, if they in the same vein and they agree on everything, the kids just want you. They don't really care what you. If you're rolling around on the floor and playing in an empty box, they're happy as long as you're there.
And you spending that time with
That's
you.
So when that pressure comes on that man, is a woman willing to? That's why I'm saying right now this revelation is so great, because she can take the pressure off of him with her words. She can you can take the weight off of him. You know what I'm saying? You don't. I mean, in America, to be honest with you,
they don't realize that.
To be honest with you, in America, ain't a lot of real poor people. I mean, the poor people are poor by comparison. Like, I only have one pair of shoes as opposed to his 7. So I'm poor by comparison. Right. But you're not comparing yourself to the person that have no shoes or anything in other countries. So here, on average, we're pretty prosperous people, even those who are called low income. No, you're low income compared to the billionaire. Right. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't low income when you start comparing. So the pressure of taking that pressure off that man, that's why I have to give the revelation of the power of the wife. Because once you learn to take the pressure off of him, then he becomes secure in what he's making and what he's bringing and what y'all putting. Then you build a family from there. You know what I'm saying?
And so that's one of the things that guys actually dealing with me about a lot more than my husband. We just being open, you know, because married couples, we go through stuff like
everybody else. And married to your word.
A lot of times, us, you know, wives, we have to. What's the scripture? A wife can either build a house up or tear a house down. So sometimes we have to, like, Lord, what should I say to my husband to build him up? You know what you're saying, like, what words should I say to him? Because a lot of times we be like, okay, I need you to do this, I need you to do this, can you do this? And he be like, well, you know, what?
And he always say, yeah. Even if you can't, you're going to try.
Just to make
but then she's not understanding, and that's the time that's being taken away from the kids.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because primarily, he made a vow to you or the woman, not the kids. So he's primarily trying to make sure that part is straight first. And the kids sometimes suffer because they don't know what's going on. So I think when we you know, when God told us to move over here from one campus to the next, he told us to change from Thursday night service and Sundays to just Wednesday. Why? Because I was getting ready. My kids are getting, you know, basketball, football season getting ready to start up, and I'm their number one fan. But Thursdays always will conflict with certain games, certain practices, and you know, we got to go to church, you know, and then I used to be like, that's not fair to her. So, baby, go to practice. You know, we got you with church now, because they have friends at church, they want to come, but then there's always a compromise. So I decided, instead of trying to go to them to say, can y'all change? I decided to change. You know, instead of changing, man, can y'all practice? I just said, you know what? I'm willing to change the location of the church after we had them branded the location, after we had them branded the day, after we had them branded the look and the feel. I'm willing to change it all for my kids.
For my first church, yes.
And I changed it.
That's exactly where it goes back to.
That's really what I want husbands to get the revelation. Also, you know, get the revelation with us wives. What can we say to our husbands to build them up? But at the same time, husbands, what sacrifice can you make to make sure you are catering to your wife and also the kids so they won't feel neglected? So I think that's
I also think for women, and I'm not going to say all women are like this, but most of them feel like if it's all about the kids, if it's all about the husband, I lose myself. And for me, it's never been that. I see myself in him. We're one. That's automatic. I see myself in my kids. That's automatic. So I don't lose myself if I make sure they're all right. I don't lose myself if I make sure he's okay. If I sacrifice what I want for him, I don't lose myself. And it's always this, I don't want to say it's the women's lib thing, but it's this I gotta make sure I don't get lost in this marriage.
Well,
And you won't get lost because you're there.
Yeah, I agree, because a lot of times when God put two people together, you're gonna work visions together anyway.
Right.
You know, and I know some married couples will say like, okay, well, my husband doing this and the wife doing this, and then y'all separated. But I think that when God put a marriage together, like a marriage that He actually puts together, and not somebody that's marrying you because they feel like you the one, but actually God confirming that's your husband or that's your wife, and yeah. So I agree.
And you're one. It's just
Yeah.
like his example of, was it sand and dirt? If you put those two together, you can't separate that. If you decide I'm done with this, I want my own, I need to be my own person, you can't separate that. You're one person.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna find the dirt? Where are you gonna find the sand? It's all one now. You put it all together.
But it's also that support system that's there too. The fact that you all support each other in the decision and in the life that God has y'all live.
Right.
Sometimes people want to branch off and do certain things, but that support is not there, so that is causing more conflict. So, and if you feel like God is leading you to a certain area, but at the same time you're trying to make sure like your wife is pleased, it can kind of cause, I guess you can say, like a spiritual conflict. And so now that makes you frustrated. And now you're going to fall back and say, okay, now I got to do what I know to do to make sure my family's happy, to provide for my family. No matter what it is I'm going through, no matter what it is I'm dealing with, I got to make sure my family's happy. But in a sense, you start neglecting God.
Right.
But you pay more attention to God, and your wife is not on the board. Now you're neglecting your family. So you got to find that. That's why it's so important to, when you are, and this is for all our engaged couples, whenever you are searching out your mate, especially for the men, make sure that this is something that God has lined up. Because when God lines something up, you're going to be on one accord. That support is going to be there. So I understood the vision when me and Sheena got together. She had a similar vision that I had. And I'm pretty sure when you all got together, y'all are living testimonies now. 22 years is a blessing. Especially nowadays when people they barely make it out of 90 days.
Yeah. Wow.
Anytime, it's a lot of people, they barely make it to their 90-day mark. I don't know how many men I talk to, and I thank God for the things that we went through in our marriage, that now I'm able to pass that knowledge on to other brothers and help them with their marriage. And so, but that's once again, that's helped them reconfirm that, okay, they're on one accord. Their wives, their marriages getting on one accord. Now, if they're on one accord, they can help get their kids on one accord. And that goes back to your family being your first ministry.
First church. And I want to give advice to really all men. When an idea is in its infant stages, share it with your wife.
Yes.
When it's in its infant stages, most of us, especially when you're single for so long and you're used to going and doing and you already got the plan and you going and you live like, trust me. I got just, hey, you don't trust. Start clapping. Just trust me. Trust them. Trust. You know what I mean? So, but now I learn, man, when the ideal comes, share it so that the creation of it is both of our creation. You know what I'm saying? And her idea, and we share it so that when it's time to go and do it or make it, we already know the blueprint.
Yep.
Most of the times he'll have a blueprint or she'll have a blueprint, and then you're doing something but you didn't make it together. Wow. So when you didn't make it together, it just seems like it's your own thing, or it's your own thing. That's when Joker feel like he's not being supported by his wife or vice versa, because never in a marriage, and this is kind of picky, but it's true that a man or a woman should say that's her thing or that's his thing. You know, I'm not really into that. No, that means no. What if that thing takes off?
Right.
Exactly.
You're not a partner.
You know what I'm saying?
When it take off, like, okay, it was our
It's out
idea.
there,
Yeah. So there's never a, this is my thing, or it's always been, it's our thing. Our kids, we didn't make them separate, you know. So everything should be made together. One of the things I'm going to share tonight is one of the most shocking revelations in the Bible is that God wasn't alone when he created everything.
So look, we got to get ready to go soon, but listen.
Oh, you gonna leave him like that?
That's what I'm saying, but listen. So
It is one of the most.
That's a cliffhanger.
it's a good thing. Are you on live streaming service tonight?
I am.
Yeah.
So y'all gotta make sure y'all tune in. Y'all gotta make sure that y'all tune back in tonight. If you're in the McDonough area, Covington,
You gotta
Conyers,
get
Lithonia, anywhere in Georgia, get here tonight. 227
Y'all remember?
Parkway.
No place like home. 227.
227 Technology Parkway, McDonough, Georgia. Get here tonight. Service starts promptly at 7.
7 o'clock.
How can they reach you all?
All right, hold on. Before y'all get to that part, I know we gotta wrap up. Man, this conversation really good. Okay, so what's one testimony y'all want to give to the married couples to help those marriages that need help? Yeah, one testimony y'all.
We got a
think.
million of them.
Well,
Go ahead.
you guys are partners. There's no you work for me or you do the kids and you cook the food or you go to work or no, everything is together. Everything's together. We're partners in absolutely everything. We're partners in making the food. We're partners in making
I'm not
sure the
great at
house.
making food,
Okay,
but,
well,
you know.
making sure the
Anybody
house is clean.
I
We're
try.
partners
I
on
make great
work. Okay, and you know he's a producer and the musician and all of that. I had to learn all of that because I want to be a partner.
Everything.
I want to know it all. I can run the camera. I can do everything because I learned what he was doing. He learns what I was doing in my life.
Yep.
So everything is a partnership.
Yeah.
Everything is 50-50. Everything.
Yep.
Matter of fact, it's not even 50-50. It's just 100%
It's 100%
across the board.
all across the board.
Across the board. Don't even split it up.
And a lot of times people get into, you know, what you call gender roles, you know, what the
Oh,
women
yeah.
does. And on a team, on
We
a
just making it
team,
happen. We just need to
Right.
win.
it is what it,
Yes.
you know, on a basketball team, you have, you know, the guy that dribbles the ball, that's the point guard. The 2 guard is mainly the guy that shoots. The 5 guy, which is the big guy, he's mainly the guy that rebounds the ball and might put up. But if the 1 is on fire shooting the ball and 2 is handling the ball, it doesn't matter what the position is.
Exactly.
The goal is to win.
That's it.
Exactly.
So I don't care what the position is. The goal is to win. You know, I tried. I didn't do well at tried doing my daughter's hair once or twice. That didn't go right. But I mean, I tried to make the team win. I got one good meal that I make. I make a cool breakfast. You know what I'm saying? I make the best grits. I figured out how to put shrimp
Hey,
in grits.
I can tell a bowl of cereal.
You know what I'm saying? and so if that's what we got to do right now, then that's what the goal is to win, and eliminate weaknesses. So and then 2, here's the last thing. Biggie Smalls, rapper, said something. Problems with my wife, I don't discuss them. You know, we don't. If we are in an argument or mad or have a disagreement, that's not an open space for friends or family to come in and give their opinion. Like we don't allow people to come in and make comments.
Matter of fact, if they try,
we both back
jump
on you.
on that
Like,
person.
you ever
Correct,
seen
they
people
said.
try to you know, break up pit bulls? That person get bit up by because you're in a fight that you shouldn't be in. You might need to let them just finish. You know, and so with us, that's a rule. That's one of the rules. You know, we vent, then we come back and we talk and we get it back together. But nobody's, you know, my mom never meddled. My daddy, her mom, her dad, you know, and so we don't play that, you know.
That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, a lot of
Keep
parents
privacy.
split people up, but we just don't play those games, and so you know, and so man, I mean we can go all day, but we'll be back in.
But look, we
They
thank
gotta
you.
listen to the night.
But here's my real tip, y'all. God first, family, which includes your spouse and your kids, and everything else on next.
Amen.
All right,
Oh,
y'all.
how can they reach y'all on social media? They want to get in
Oh
contact
wow!
with you.
THE Canton Jones, the Canton Jones, Ramona Jones on Instagram, and we broadcast live from our Facebook Free Life Church and my Facebook page. And so we'll be live tonight. You don't want to miss what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
7 o'clock p.m. Service gonna start sharp at 7. And so, like I said, if you're in the area, get here. If you're not, stream online, share this video. We thank you all so much. Thank you all to the Jones. Y'all are excellent.
Thank you for having us
Powerful.
for
The first one.
Hey, respectfully.
Come on, Oprah.
All right, man. We'll holler at y'all later. Blessings.
All right, y'all.